Hey guys, how's it going today? This is going to be the longest flipbook I have ever made. Thanks to ExpressVPN for sponsoring today's episode. Stick around later in the video to learn how you can get 3 months for free. Do you remember a while back I made a flipbook called Grumpy Cloud? Well, ever since then, I've wanted to make a sequel. So this is the return of Grumpy Cloud. So I've never drawn anything at all anime style before, so I'm actually a little bit nervous. But I've been watching lots of Dragon Ball Z clips to get animation ideas. I don't know how many days this will take me. I'm really hoping that I could do it within 2 to 3 weeks, maybe. I'm also doing full color, so that's going to mean a lot of markers and lots of refill ink. So I've been prepared to go empty my wallet at the art store. I planned out this flipbook as a series of shots, so it's like a little short film. I'll probably animate it out of order and just take it one shot at a time, depending on whatever mood I'm in that day. One thing I've noticed, especially in old Dragon Ball Z, is how much they were able to get away in a lot of shots with just using like 1 or 2 drawings and then having the animation mostly happen in the color. So for example, look at this shot. It's literally just 2 drawings that toggle quickly back and forth. So I'm going to try that here. So I've got the first drawing where I like it. Now all I need to do is trace over that to make an alternate version. Then I trace over each of those a bunch of times and then put it together. We alternate back and forth between them. And I actually think that looks kind of cool. Honestly, I used to think of this technique of flickering between 2 drawings as a sort of cheat, you know, just an easy way to keep a still drawing looking alive. But I'm realizing it actually does a lot more than that. It really does add a sense of tension to a shot. You know, like if you have a drawing of a snarling face and then you add vibration to it, it really ups that sense of like pent-up energy. In my previous flipbook, the girl, she shoots this energy blast. It's like a Kamehameha wave from Dragon Ball Z. So she's going to do that again here, but this time it's just going to be crazy, huge, anime-style, epic. I have a confession to make. Before I made the first Grumpy Cloud flipbook, I had never heard the word Kamehameha before. I didn't really grow up watching Dragon Ball Z, but I started getting all these comments saying Kamehameha, and I was like, what the heck is that weird word, Kamehameha? So I looked it up and I realized, oh yeah, she's totally doing a Kamehameha wave. So since then, I've watched tons of videos and clips, and I've actually been wanting to watch Dragon Ball Z for a really long time, so it's nice I'm finally getting educated. I've also learned that there's actually some debate over the correct way to pronounce Kamehameha. The English dubs have done it differently over the years. Some have pronounced it as Kamehameha or Kamehameha, and others have said Kamehameha. Apparently that is the more correct way to say it. I'm sure I'm going to end up saying it both ways during the video, so don't be too hard on me in the comments. Anyway, I've seen these cool Goku action figures. I was thinking about getting one. I'd really like to do some stop-motion animation with it. So let me know in the comments if that's something you guys would like to see. So I guess I've been imagining if Goku had a daughter, maybe this is what she would be like. By the way, I'm pretty much saving all of the coloring for the end. I'm going to go through and draw everything first, make sure it's working, and then I'll go back and color everything. The nice thing about a lot of the animation that I'm doing here is that once I've created kind of that first master drawing, I'm often just holding that pose or moving the object across the page. And so once I've got that first drawing done, I can just trace over that drawing over and over as it moves. All right, now I'm going to do a close-up shot of the hands. This is where we're actually going to see the energy ball starting to form. So I'm kind of excited for this shot. I personally think drawing hands in general is very challenging. It really helps to look at references when you draw hands, especially when you're going for something realistic looking. And you know, I've been trying to keep things at least somewhat simple looking, so it doesn't take me 500 years to trace each page. But you know, I know some pages are just, no matter what, they're just going to take a long time. Okay, so here you'll see I've stopped drawing the hand temporarily, and I'm just focusing on drawing the energy ball. It's still the same shot, but what I'm doing, I'm kind of thinking of it in layers. So I'm going to draw the energy ball first, and it's kind of pulsing, and then I'll go back, I'll add in the hands. Since they are behind the energy ball, then you know, I'll know actually how much of the hands you need to see. Okay, so this shot is the cloud's reaction as it sees the Kamehameha wave coming toward him. So I've drawn the first pose, now I'm drawing the last pose. Okay, so these are going to be my 2 keyframes. Then I go back and draw the in-between frames to transition from the first pose to the last pose. Dude, my hair! I guess maybe I should do my hair for the day. Looks like a bird's nest up there. On this shot, it's another one where it's the exact same pose on every frame, but I've seen some anime shots where it's just one single drawing, but then what they do is they add a camera shake to it. So I'm going to do that here, and the way I'm doing that is as I trace each page, I'm just offsetting every page just by a little random amount, you know, so you might offset one to the left a little bit, the next one to the right a little bit, and then when you put them together, it adds kind of a nice little camera shake feel to it. And then this one too, when I go back and color it, it's going to take it to a whole other level because all that color and energy and everything blasting out of her hands, it's going to look quite a bit different. Okay, so the girl, she's gonna be saying Kamehameha when she blasts it, right? So in this shot here is when she's saying the ha part, not the final one, the first one. So Kameha, that ha is happening right here. All right, this is taking a lot longer than I thought it would. All right, for these next couple shots coming up, I want something pretty specific with the poses, and so what I actually found was the easiest thing to do for getting reference is just, I met up with someone and I had them do these poses for me. I took a bunch of photos with my camera, and then I can just look at those photos as reference when I was doing my drawings. And yeah, definitely when you're like drawing or animating, you know, use reference. Don't be afraid to use it. I think sometimes people have this idea that you should just be able to draw things right out of your head, and it's just not true. I mean, unless you know something like the back of your hand, you're just not going to be able to draw it very well out of your head unless you've looked at it a lot beforehand. I'm going to have another camera shake here, so again, I'm just offsetting each page a little bit as I draw it, and then when you flip it, it should add that nice kind of jittery camera shake feel to it. I know I've already said it, but these shots are obviously still out of order, so, you know, after everything's finished and colored, I will obviously put them all in order, and then it'll all make sense. I totally forgot her mouth is supposed to be open, so I've got to go back and draw an open mouth on all these pages. Despite it kind of being out of order, I mean, you basically get what's going on. The girl's going to launch this huge Kamehameha wave at the cloud. So right before she throws the blast, I want to feel some anticipation or wind up in her movement. Like when you throw a baseball, you wind up before you throw it. And so I want to see that in her. And if we do, it'll just add that extra bit of punch when she does throw it. So in this shot, I want to have her just bring her arms back, that last bit of anticipation before she snaps forward. All right, so this is the shot where the cloud gets blasted by the Kamehameha wave. So yeah, I looked at tons of video clips on YouTube to get ideas for how to draw this. Found some really good references to look at. So yeah, this is a big one. This is a big shot. But I'm excited to do it. This shot, I hope, is going to look really cool when I color it. I've seen this effect that I want to try. It's kind of like a sort of a strobing color effect that, yeah, I'm really excited to try it. All right, Earth. My son had a great idea for when I color this shot. So the Earth is going to be gray, and then as the cloud gets blasted into space, all the color will come back to the Earth, spreading out from the middle. And we just need a couple of explosions, so that's what these are. I found some really good video reference that I liked, and so I kind of tried to follow that as best I could for these explosions. Okay, these are the final two shots, and then it'll be time to get out the markers. the moment has arrived. And the grand total for drawing and coloring, 35 work days over the course of 3 months and 100 hours of time-lapse footage. And the grand total page count is 658 pages. Whew. Should I see if I can flip it like this? Let's see if I can even hold it without dropping it. Okay, so I can actually hold it with one hand, precariously, but flipping it, not so much, not a chance, in fact. So I'll break it up into chunks, I'll film each one and then splice them together in the editing, and it should look pretty seamless. Before I flip this, thanks for watching me make it. This was a huge project, and I'm just grateful to have you all here, making it possible for me to do stuff like this. All right, hope you like it. Here goes.